Hello, Facebook. Oh, I hope that is not what you're seeing. I'm seeing like lines. If somebody comes in, hey Instagram. Okay, you guys, I'm trying to dual stream. This is nuts. Uh-oh. Hey, welcome. We're talking about kids and essential oils. I'm just finishing setting up. Say hello. If you, uh-oh, my Facebook Live just ended. Okay, let's try again. I'm trying to dual stream, but it is not like it is really being fussy tonight. Okay, I'm trying to go live. If you have kids, I would love to know. Hey, Joyce, I would love to know what kids are in your life. Are they grandkids? Are they your children? How old are they? And if you have specific questions about certain things that you might want oils to help deal with, just let me know and I'll try to get to it. Okay, it looks like Facebook is live. If it doesn't work, we're trying to go live in our group, Wild Abundant Life. Okay, let's see. Let me just put my... hey, Donnie. Okay, mydoterra.com. Just trying to put my website on real quick. See if that worked. Okay, it looks like it's working. Okay. No, we're not going to do that. All right, guys. All right. Okay, it looks like it's working. If it doesn't work, then we will just try to roll with it. How are you guys tonight? It is Sunday. My name is Anna. I run a business called Wild Abundant Life, and that is just me teaching classes about essential oils and how to use them with your family, how to use them safely and effectively. And it's also just me encouraging you to eat well. Hey, Christina. To eat well, to nourish yourself, to come to your family from a place of wellness and abundance so that you have the energy to love on them well, to serve them well. So that's kind of my passion. And oils really serve a purpose in that mind frame. And so that's where the whole business started. But I personally have 4 children. They range in age from 5 to 13, and I'm really excited to talk to you guys about using oils in your family with your kids, because ever since I started using oils with my kids, I just felt like I was a better mom. I felt like I had tools that I didn't have before, and I felt like I was just caring for them so much better. I was attending to them in a way that I wasn't able to before I had them. First of all, I just want to give you a quick introduction. If this is your first time hearing about essential oils, what are they, and where do I get them? I chose the company doTERRA because I did a ton of research, and it just boiled down to how much testing they went through and where they source their oils. So they are the most tested in the entire industry. When you buy a bottle of doTERRA essential oil, you are getting only the plant oils that you're looking for. That's one thing. And you're also getting hey Debbie, you're getting an oil that has been tested to make sure that it has the chemical constituents that you're looking for. So for instance, lavender has certain properties to it that help make you calm down, restful, and sleepy. And doTERRA is really careful about their testing. Every bottle of lavender has those properties that you're looking for. Certain distilling types actually take out the properties that we're looking for when we're talking about medicinal use for these things. And so doTERRA goes through third party, hey Christina, third party testing, and make sure that all of those properties that we're looking for when we open a bottle of lavender or peppermint or frankincense, those are the things that they test for to make sure that those are in every single bottle. If they come up with a batch that doesn't have the curcumin in, or it doesn't have enough curcumin in the bottle of turmeric that we're looking for anti-inflammatory properties, for instance, they will throw it out because they want us to be able to trust them that what we're looking for in an oil is what we're getting. When it comes to kids, purity in essential oils is absolutely the most relevant thing that we're looking for here. A lot of the cheaper oils may be 100% what we're looking for, of the plant that we're looking for. But certain distillation types, practices, will actually add solvents to the oil itself. So we have to be really careful. We have to find a company that we trust. I don't want my kids breathing in solvents when I diffuse oils for them. And that's why I only buy from doTERRA. There are a couple other trusted companies out there, but I found that doTERRA was the best one for our families. And if you ever want to talk about that more and why specifically I chose doTERRA, I will. I'm happy to engage in that. But tonight I really want to talk about oils. Hey, Abby, I really want to talk about oils and using them with your kids, because kids just naturally love oils. Kids naturally love anything that speaks to the five senses, right? I mean, they're always trying to put things in their mouths. They're trying to touch things. They love smells. And that's just how they learn. And oils speak to your senses like nothing else. Oh, awesome. Facebook. I just lost Facebook. All right. It's all you guys. It's all you guys, Instagram. I've heard that happens. It's never happened to me yet before, but what a pain. Okay. Well, if you guys come from Facebook and you would like the link to the video from tonight, just let me know. Just send me a message or something and I'll get you the permanent link. Okay. Because essential oils are distilled and they are so potent, we do have to use a little caution when we're using them with kids. One reason is some of the oils that are really common for use with adults are considered hot. So we have in the top 10 kit that you probably got when you first started using oils, two examples of that are peppermint, here we go, and oregano. Peppermint is actually a cooling oil, so you wouldn't think of it as a hot oil, but if you've ever put it on a kid's, muscle when they are feeling sore, you'll know that they're a little more sensitive than we are. Their skin is thinner. They haven't been able to build up the resistance to outside things yet, so it's a little more sensitive. And oregano, I mean, you guys know if you've ever tried to put it on something straight, it's hot. It will burn. So we do have to be really careful. But what I don't want you to think is that dilution is actually weakening the oil, because it's so potent that you can actually use, let me just give you an example. This is a 10 milliliter bottle. Recommended dilution rate for most children between the ages of 2 and say 10 is about 3 to 6 drops of oil in this entire bottle. 3 to 6 drops of, for example, On Guard. Okay, that's the immunity blend. And so I'm going to give you guys some recommendations for how we use oils in our family with kids. And what I'm going to be talking about is instead of putting it directly on their skin, you're going to want to get some of these roller bottles. See the little roller bottles? And for a 10 milliliter bottle, you're going to put between 3 and 6 drops and then fill the rest of it up with coconut oil to this little shoulder right here, okay? So just keep in mind, when I say, rub some On God on the bottom of their feet, I mean using it diluted, all right? Okay. For children below the age of 2, the most recommended way to use oils for them is aromatically. Their skin is so sensitive that even a single drop diluted sometimes can be too much for their system. So if you have a diffuser, you can put it, next to their room, put it in the hallway. You can put it in their room. I would probably put it in their room before you put them in there if you're at all concerned about their respiratory tract. You can also put a single drop of lavender in the corner of the mattress. Or if you have a baby that's having a hard time, breathing, if they have that scary cough that babies have sometime and you're just feeling a little nervous about it, put some in the shower. I would probably use Breathe. That comes in the starter kit. Probably put a little drop or two in the corner of the shower or next to a bowl of hot water that they can breathe it in. If you're going to, try to break up some of that stuff in their system. Another way to diffuse oils with babies is to put it in your hair. You can put a little lavender in your hair or on dad's beard, and then, calm the baby to sleep. So for babies under the age of 2, that's what's most recommended. To be just the absolute safest possible is diffuse only. And then once they get to be 2 or 2 or 3, you can start using it topically. And again, we want to dilute it to between 3 and 6 drops to an entire 10 milliliter bottle. Fill the rest up with coconut oil. Okay, there are 2 types of people out there. Some people are like, I want to do it all myself. Give me the raw ingredients and I want to put it together. Usually that's the cheaper way, right? Then there's the other person that's like, I don't want to mix anything myself. I want you to give it to me already made and diluted and safe for my kids. And there's a solution for you too, okay? This is really great. doTERRA just came out with what they're calling the Kids Collection, and it is a collection of 6 oils, and I'm just going to run through it really quick because they're actually very different oils than what I use on my kids when I'm mixing my own. They all have a purpose written on them and then how to use them. So this one's called Calmer. It's the Restful Blend, and it has lavender, Buddha wood, and Roman chamomile. Lavender and chamomile are very common used with children. So this one's Calmer. This one's called the Restful Blend. This one's really good for right before bed or when they're just feeling a little overwhelmed and they need to sit out. This one's called the Courage Blend. It's called Brave. This one's very citrusy. This is my favorite one that they came out in the kids kit. It smells amazing. And you guys, the light is not awesome in here, so I'm having a hard time. I'm feeling kind of old right now, actually. This one has orange peel. It has osmanthus. It has a little bit of cinnamon and amyris. Hey, honey. It's dark in here. This one's amazing. My daughter Esther's singing with the Christmas cantata this year at church, and she's like, I'm going to use that on me when it's time to sing. This one is like the kid version of On Guard. You guys have heard of On Guard as the immunity blend or the protective blend. This one's called the protective blend also, but it actually has several different different oils that aren't in the On Guard. So they have cedarwood, litsea, and rose in this one. Those are not in the other blend. This one's called Thinker. You guys know a lot of kids need help with focus, and this one's called the Focus Blend. What I've heard, and we don't have Intune, which is doTERRA's Focus Blend. What I've heard is that Intune can be a little strong for kids, and so this one is really good. Yeah, I can smell the. Here, let's see what's in it. There's vetiver. That's the one I smell. Vetiver, peppermint, clementine, and rosemary. Then the fifth one is Steady, the grounding blend. If you have an excitable child, you have an anxious child, this is the one that they're going to want when they go to new situations or I can't think of the word. Transitioning into a new situation, a new class at school, a new Sunday school class. This one has magnolia. That's a brand new oil from doTERRA. Coriander, amyris, and balsam fir. And then this one is awesome. This one's Rescuer. This is like the adult version of Deep Blue. We use Deep Blue for everything. And actually the kids do like Deep Blue, but it's a little strong. It gets a little cold and intense on their skin. So the Rescuer is the kid version, and it's much milder, and it's perfectly diluted for little kids. So this one's Eli's favorite. He already put it all over his muscles, as you might have seen in one of our stories this week. This comes in a little kit. I'm more of the type that's like, just give it to me already made. I like to have things all together and ready to go. And one great thing about this one is that it comes with how to use every single oil. So for the Thinker, for example, it says, when it's time to get creative and focused, roll Thinker onto the back of your neck to support your mind and enhance learning. Calmer, stronger, Rescuer. It says, after running, jumping, and playing, rub Rescuer onto your legs, feet, or back to soothe your active body. Okay? I love that. If you are already a doTERRA member, that would be a really good thing to put on your next LRP order. If you're not a doTERRA member, just get with me after this and I'll show you how that works. Okay, and then for the rest of this time, I just want to run through the top 10 oils that you probably have in your kit when you first signed up, and they're the most commonly used and the most commonly effective to the most types of people. That's why they're considered the top 10 oils. That's why they can't come in the beginner kits. And a bunch of them are very commonly used in this house for our kids. Okay, so I'm just going to run down them really quick. Lemon is a cleansing oil. You guys know this. In our house, if there is a room that is particularly smelly for any particular reason, and if you've got a little one who is maybe night training, you guys know what night training is, and maybe they've had an accident in their room, lemon is awesome. Put about 20 drops of lemon in a spray bottle full of water. Spray the mattress every single time you change the sheets. By the time you put the sheets back on, it'll all be smelling really nice. Oh, and one thing I didn't say was internal use is safe for adults, but because children are just have such more sensitive systems, doTERRA doesn't recommend using oils internally until they're about 12, 13 years old. So just keep that in mind, okay? But lemon is really great for freshening the room. And you can also, after you spray their mattress, put the diffuser on, put a little lemon in, or another citrus in the diffuser to help that smell much nicer, okay? Let's see, since we have lemon out, peppermint and lavender. I've mentioned this before. My kids all have seasonal issues. Here they are, these three. These three are all top 10 oils. If you put 5 drops each of lemon, lavender, and peppermint in one of these things, I think you guys might have seen this before. This is a personal inhaler. I just went to Walgreens the other night, and you can actually buy a personal inhaler that looks almost exactly like this. It's about $10, and it has a chemical decongestant in it, okay? I would so much rather use nature than a chemical decongestant on my kids. Let's just think about that, okay? So these 3 are great for that, for decongesting, for helping stop the sniffles, for helping stop the sneezing. They only need about 1 strong sniff in each nostril to kind of clear that up for a while. You know, do 1 strong sniff every couple hours, and they should be fine for the day. And that helps eliminate the use of those steroid sprays. If they're absolutely not necessary, then just don't use them. They're really not good for their digestive tract or the respiratory tract. Beyond that, I don't use peppermint a lot with my kids because it can be kind of like a burning sensation. It's just so cold and intense. So I do like to use that in the diffuser only with my kids. It's a really cleansing smell. It kind of helps everybody breathe better, and it's energizing. But I don't put it on their bodies very much. Lavender is a totally different story. Lavender is really good for a lot of things. With little kids, basically anytime they come to me with a bump or bruise or scrape or owie of any kind, I'm like, let's get the lavender. And this is where I really say that using oils with my kids has changed the way I parent, because I would say in the past what I've done is just say, I don't want to give them any kind of pain reliever. I don't want to give them any kind of internal medicine or over-the-counter medicine. So I'm just going to let them suffer through it, right? I'm just going to say, okay, it'll be fine in the morning. Lavender is kind of the savior of that. So you can put lavender on a burn. You can put lavender on a sunburn. And if you miss the dilution rate, that's at the very beginning of this video. Just go back and watch it when we're done here. Lavender is also very restful and calming. So if you have a little one who is just over the top upset about something or excitable or just needs to calm down, I like to take one of them, whichever one needs it, sit him down, look into his face and say, hey, I know you're really upset right now. Why don't we use this tool? And I put a little either lavender straight on my hand to put it on the bottom of their feet, or I have my roller, and I just rub a little bit on his feet and say, this is going to help you calm down. Why don't you sit here for 5 minutes and come talk to me when you're calm, okay? That is so much more reliable than just sending him out of the room and saying, you need to figure out how to calm down on your own. He may not necessarily have the tools to do that. So just spending that extra time touching him and talking to him, you're dealing with all of the senses. You're dealing with the smell, the touch, the sound of your voice, and you're making him feel safe instead of punished in that moment, right? Because sometimes they just don't have control over that stuff. Okay, Melaleuca, I'm not going to go very into it, but if you have a lice scare at your school, actually email me or message me, and I'll help you with that recipe. But Melaleuca is great for preventing or helping with lice that are already there. I've touched on Breathe just a little bit, but Breathe is wonderful if you have a kid who has a sensitive respiratory tract, just respiratory issues in general. This is called the Respiratory Blend, and it's wonderful to put in in a diffuser at night if they're having trouble sleeping, if they're having trouble breathing in general. Put it in the diffuser throughout the day. You can rub it diluted on their chest. You could rub it on the bottoms of their feet before they go to bed, and put socks on. And I know that's difficult to understand why that helps, even putting socks on, but the nervous system, everything in your body is connected to your feet through the nervous system. So it actually helps everything travel very quickly when you put it on the bottoms of your feet. And the skin there is the least sensitive skin on your body. So when you're dealing with kids, the bottoms of the feet is a very safe place to try. Okay, On Guard. You guys, we are coming into the fall season. On Guard is a wonderful oil to use when we're trying to support your kids' immune systems. This one is a little spicy, so if you're choosing between 3 to 6 drops to put in your dropper, I would go with a lower number on this one because it is a little bit spicy. But you can roll that on the bottoms of their feet before bedtime, have them rub their little feet together, and then put socks on them real quick. They love that. It smells really good. If you have been exposed to a germ, your kids have been exposed to a germ, you just heard your neighbors are all sick with something and you played yesterday together, this is a really good one to diffuse also, especially in the fall because it smells amazing. It has cinnamon and orange peel and clove in it. It's really nice. Let's see. And then I think one of the last ones of the top 10 that I'm going to talk about tonight is the Digestin. And this one is a very commonly used, hey Abby, this is a very commonly used oil in our house. I do like to dilute it because I'm going to put it right on their tummies. But when they have a tummy ache, sometimes I just don't know whether they are just trying to get out of bedtime or they really have a situation. So I'm going to tell you a quick story. It's not a super pleasant story, but I agree, Abby. I love it so much. It doesn't smell great. Okay. It does have fennel in it, but I use it so much. I'm kind of starting to get attached to the smell even. But sometimes you just don't know, and you don't want to feed your kids a bunch of Pepto-Bismol when you're just not sure if they're just trying to get out of bedtime or you just don't really know what's going on. So the thing about Digestin is you get a reaction very, very quickly from your body. If there is something that needs to be eliminated, it will be eliminated within, a few minutes. So the story I have is Eli ate like a whole box of popcorn from the at the movie theater. We got the refill and he ate so much. He might have eaten like the second full bucket himself. And we put him to bed, and a few minutes later he came out just really complaining of he was feeling uncomfortable right along his esophagus. Okay, you guys know what that is. And I was like, I don't know if he's just trying to get out of bedtime or what. So I put him in the tub, and I thought, I don't want to give him Imodium. I don't want to give him Mylanta. I don't want to give him Pepto-Bismol. I don't really know what's going on with him. Kids aren't really good at explaining what's going on. So I rubbed a little bit of Digestin along his esophagus on the outside, put him in the tub just so he could calm down a little bit because he was pretty upset. And within about a minute and a half, he's a really good throw-upper. He always throws up in the trash can. But in about a minute and a half, we had a resolution to that. And I don't know how it works. I know that fennel is an antispasmodic. I know that when you're having cramps in your intestines, you're just feeling really bad, it kind of calms down those cramps, but it also helps find a result when you're having a digestive issue, just like Eli was that night. So that's one that we use all the time. And there's not a kid version of that one in the kids collection that doTERRA just came out. But what I like is if you really can't stand the smell of fennel and peppermint, I do like to add a little bit of wild orange to it. There you go. And it makes it smell better. And wild orange is really good for the digestive system anyway. So that's a good combo for kids. And then before I go, because I've talked about most of the top 10 that we use on a very regular basis with our kids. I've talked about the kids collection. I just want to show you a few ways to use. I think I have 4 oils here. Well, I've just told you about Wild Orange. That's not a top 10. Wild Orange is very affordable. It's about $10 or so for the 15 milliliter. A few ways to use other ones that that are good for like your second order when you're just getting started. You're trying to build your collection. This one is called Purify. This one's wonderful for taking the stink out of a room, taking the stink out of a load of laundry. You can put a little bit on a sock and throw it in the dryer, and the whole load of laundry smells nice. If you're sensitive to cilantro, to me it smells a lot like cilantro, so I don't try to use it a lot. But the secret use to this one that I use with the kids is for mosquito bites. This one is amazing for mosquito bites. It takes the itch out very, very quickly. Okay? Wonderful, wonderful oil. We use it so much. Okay, vetiver. Vetiver is my favorite oil. I like it to help me calm down at night, turn off my brain to go to sleep. I rub it on the bottom of my big toe. This is one that I personally really love. But vetiver is also really handy for a kid that's having a hard time focusing and a kid that is super agitated. So if you have an agitated child or you have a kid who just can't focus, this one's really, really nice to add to the roller ball for both of those reasons. Okay, so let's do Balance. Balance and Serenity are probably the most loved oils that doTERRA makes. If you use a couple drops together as the mom, use a couple drops, one of each, and just make your own personal diffuser with your hands together. It is a very calming combination. If you're having feelings of panic, if you're having anxious feelings, or if you're feeling stressed out, those 2 oils in combination are awesome for a mom. So if you're a teacher, if you're a mom who's around your kids a lot, or you're just having trouble with certain transitions of your own, awesome for moms. But when you combine Balance and Deep Blue, and remember, for kids, you're going to want to dilute this in a pretty major way. So like 2 or 3 drops of this, 2 or 3 drops of this to an entire bottle, and then fill the rest with coconut oil. Then everybody on Facebook is like, where are you? Where are you? Sorry, Facebook. We got cut off. Somehow the Balance helps soothe the muscles, soothe the discomfort that they're feeling, more than just the Deep Blue alone. So those 2 together are really handy. And Balance is just a really grounding oil. So if you have a child that is having a difficult time with a crowd, put a little on their hair, put a little on your hair, put a little in your hand, and help them smell that. That's a really good one. And then I'm saving this one last because this one we use all the time. Hey, Jeannie, I know, I'm so sorry about the Facebook thing. I'll have to put a link up on Facebook to make sure everybody can get this whenever I can get it. Anyway, this is a really kind of a magical discovery. I was looking in this book one day because the kids were like, Mom, you got to have an oil for hiccups, right? And I said, okay, let's check it out. Serenity is the restful blend, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the lavender in the Serenity. I don't know if it's the Roman chamomile in the Serenity. I don't know what it is, but we put it diluted right on their neck when they are having hiccups, and they go away so fast. It's the best discovery. All right. Does anybody have any questions? I'm gonna stay on for just a few more minutes. There's a few of you. There's a few of you still on, I think. I'm gonna go back here. I think I've mostly kept up with you. Ew. Hold on. I gotta hide this guy. Okay. Sorry, guy. Kind of was a creeper. I know, Abby. It's amazing. If you have Serenity or if you have lavender and Roman chamomile or any of the ones that are in here, marjoram, it's probably marjoram, vetiver, ylang ylang, hoe wood, and cedar wood. This is a really good oil just to get, but yeah, it's amazing stuff. Best sleep help. I guess, Abby, are you asking for the best sleep help? Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's Amanda. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Awesome, Courtney. I know. I'm so sorry about the Facebook thing. Yeah, so Amanda, I know, has just started using Serenity to help her with just getting wound down at night. But it's also really, really good for hiccups. And kids, with babies, the most commonly used two oils are lavender and Roman chamomile because they're very, very mild. They're mild to the respiratory system. My best... Amanda sprays it on her bed every night. Yeah, exactly. Okay, for a spray bottle, I would just put water in it and about like 20 drops of Serenity, and you're just gonna put that on your pillow, or you can also just drop one single drop onto your pillow. You can put a little in your hair. I mean, there's a lot of ways to make a personal diffuser that's not an actual diffuser going. I like Serenity and Breathe when I'm trying to go to sleep. And when we're talking about kids going to sleep, it's mostly about the routine, right? So sleep is like one of the only things that I really did well as a mom in this. I just felt like whatever I was using was really working with my personal kids. And the trick that we learned was just consistency, and it was a nightmare with some of them. Some of them were very, very stubborn, but we put them to bed at the same time every night. We did the same, like 2 or 3 things. I never read stories. I never rocked them to sleep. I just did the same 2 or 3 things. The noises were all the same. The smells were all the same. We were the same. We put them to bed, told them we loved them. If I'd had a diffuser, man, I would have used it every night, and I think it would have shortened that time that we had, especially with Eli. He was a tough one. So, you guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. If you have any questions, I would love to answer them for you. You can send them to me via message. And if you would like to have the newsletter version of this class, when I'm talking live on here, I'm kind of all over the place. I don't have it extremely, I have an outline that I barely look at, but I don't have it extremely streamlined. If you would like the newsletter version of this sent to your email address, just send me a message with your email and I'll get that to you. I'm probably going to send it out sometime tomorrow. All right, guys. And if you are brand new to oils, if you do not have anybody helping you with oils, if you are interested in getting started with doTERRA, that's what I do. So I would love to help you, especially if you're on a budget, because I totally understand that. And I want to help you get started in a way that that supports your financial goals, supports your budget. Okay. So, and then after that, we are just going to pour information into you little by little to help you get started and to help learn this kind of complex world of essential oils and what even they are. Okay. I hope you guys have a good night. Have a happy Sunday. Thank you. Thank you, Donnie, for those heart eyes. All right. Love y'all. Bye.